What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a beautiful fall evening here in Findlay, Ohio. I'm hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, before I begin, I just want to take a moment to thank all the people that watch the videos on a regular basis, and thank those that took the time to subscribe. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, if you like the videos and could possibly do that, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm trying to jump that sub count up a bit. We're doing pretty decent, but I think we could do a bit more. When I look at the counters, it shows a lot of people watch them, but most of them don't subscribe. So, if you like the videos, please take a second, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, as to the beer I have today, this is one called St. Mark, and this is from Patron Saints Brewing out of Toledo, Ohio. If you watch the videos, you may have heard me talk about them before. When I went to the Findlay Oktoberfest, they were one of the brewers that was there, and I tried, a couple of their beers while I was at the event. I tried too many beers at the event, so I can't really remember if they were good or bad. I'd have to look at Untapped to see what my check-ins were. But I did do another video on the stout that I picked up at Kibbee's, which is over in Bluffton, Ohio. I quite like the stout, so I figured I'd give another one of their beers a shot. And the St. Mark's here is a pale ale. So let's give this one a shot. Looks like it comes in at 6% ABV, 38 IBUs. As far as ratings, at a 3.54 on Untapped and a 3.5 on Beer Advocate, although I will say there's only, I think, 2 check-ins, so relatively small sample size. Now, not surprising, as it is a nano brewery, so even in this area, I've only started to see them, I don't know, maybe in the last couple months, and Toledo is only, I don't know, maybe an hour tops from here. It's not very far. Actually, it can't be an hour. It's got to be less than that, probably 45 minutes or something. Let's go for the color here. Got my Brew HQ chart. I would probably say this is maybe like an 8 or a 9, kind of pale amber or amber color. Head, a little bit thin, but it looks quite nice. It's a nice, white, rich-looking head there. Probably a finger's worth or so. Not too bad. Looks pretty decent. As far as the color, a bit cloudy. It's a little bit of an orange hue. I said, the amber color. You can kind of see when I put it up to the light, it looks a little more orange. Kind of cloudy, can't really see through it too much. Don't see a whole heck of a lot of bubbles or carbonation or anything going on, but it looks like a solid beer so far. Let's give it a sniff. Now, when I went to the site, I think it said citrus, tropical fruit, and piney notes on the nose. For me, you pick up the citrus. I do think you pick up like a little bit, maybe of a lemony or grapefruit kind of citrus smell. But it's not the real sweet tropical fruit smells. I'm actually not a huge fan of that. I do like the piney flavor, I think, more than the smell. But to me, I think I pick up the citrus as the dominant smell. Let's give it a shot, see what this thing tastes like. Hey, actually, before I drink this, I was looking through their beers they had on draft, or on tap up at the tap room, and they actually had one called St. Swiney, which is a bacon red ale. I do not think I've ever seen a bacon red ale or even heard of one. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm hoping it's just like a smoky red ale is what I would guess it would be. But I'm definitely going to have to try to find that one and give it a shot. All right, let's give this one a shot. Medium bodied. Definitely hop forward. You get the hops right up front. To me, it tastes more like a piney hop, which is odd. The smell was probably more citrusy, but the taste is more piney for me, which I kind of quite like. I think maybe you do get a little bit of a grapefruit as well, like a slight bitterness there. But the bitterness isn't overpowering. Now, again, this is a pale ale, so it's not an IPA or double or any of the big boys. But I think they do the bitterness hits you up front. And even for a guy who doesn't really like IPAs, I think it does the job fairly well. Then you get a little bit of maltiness. And I do think that they're pretty well balanced. One thing when I do pale ales, I don't mind pale ales. IPAs, I also don't mind. Once you start moving up, they tend to get too hoppy for me. And I have problems with heartburn, so I don't really mess with the really hoppy beers because they get me. It's not even that I don't like them. It's that they crush me and give me heartburn. This is well balanced. You get that little bit of hoppiness, and you pick it up right away, so you know you're drinking a hoppy beer. And then you get kind of like the maltiness as a balance. Now, the malt isn't super sweet, but it is sweet enough that when you mix in the hoppiness, it kind of does what it's supposed to. So I think I said this with their last beer. It's kind of true to style, and it does what it's supposed to do. Now, some people you might say, well, I want this or I want that. I kind of dig beers that are true to style and do what they're supposed to do. right? Now, it's cool to have weird ones here and there, but if I want to go pick up a pale ale, I want to know it's going to taste like a pale ale. And I think this definitely fits the bill. So Patron Saints, this is the second beer I tried from you, and I think this one is a big thumbs up as well. I would certainly try another. Next review I do, I got to hunt down the St. Swiney, because that sounds like a remarkable thing. But this one, great job. I'll definitely have another one of these. If you like the videos, please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you had any Patron Saints beers? Which other one should I be on the lookout for? I know there's quite a few over in the case at Kibbee's, but I'm trying to work my way through all these beers. The Christmas beers have arrived, so I'll probably come back and revisit another Patron Saints ones in a couple weeks or something and see what else they have to offer. Hey, till next time, cheers.